Law enforcement and first responders are working together to ensure they know how to react on the scene of an active shooter. Earlier this morning, a barn storing tons of hay was engulfed in flames, leaving a cloud of smoke. Autism has affected the lives of many in the Imperial Valley. That's why the Centro Police Department is doing their part to raise awareness for the disorder and give back to a local organization. It's one of the most dangerous jobs in the state, claiming over 180 lives in almost 100 years. Prior to winning the heavyweight boxing title, Andy Ruiz Jr. came back to the Valley and trained at the Sparta Boxing Training Center in El Centro, where future boxers from the Valley hope to follow in the champion's footsteps. They're using the technology instead of a police unit and putting it in stationary cameras in certain places in the city. It's something straight out of a movie. Authorities say they received a call about a man in a ski mask who was suspected of theft near the Calexico High School area. Holtville Fire Chief Alex Silva was one of the few who attempted to save the driver of the pickup truck that fell into this canal after being hit by a semi-truck driver. Silva arrived in the scene and, along with a sheriff's officer and a bystander, went into the canal to try and free 41-year-old Arturo Gonzalez of Calipatria from his submerged truck.
Because of the impact that the car received, it pinned the driver to the middle console and the door. We went in, we tried to cut the seatbelt off. We were able to get the shoulder strap off, but the waist harness was still on. With the driver trapped inside the vehicle, Silva knew time was running out. During the time when we went in, we didn't have life vests or helmets. We just went in uniforms to go in there and help, and the current was extremely forceful and trying to push us out. So it made it even more difficult for us to stay on the vehicle, try to get the body out, and try to get a balance to pull him out. Unfortunately, his efforts fell short. Nonetheless, his acts and those of others at the scene are nothing short of heroic. Again, our job is to rescue people, save lives, and on a situation like this, it was just the circumstances were against us, and we were unsuccessful. Further investigation from California Highway Patrol says the driver in the semi-truck ran a stop sign, but did attempt to save the man trapped in the pickup truck by diving into the canal.
The tractor failed to stop for the stop sign, collided into the GMC pickup truck, and pushing the pickup truck into the canal.
Authorities say the driver of the semi-truck could be facing criminal charges.
Anytime you're involved in a vehicle collision that causes anybody to be killed in this case, we write the report and we file charges with the district attorney recommending this type of charge. In this case, what applies most as of right now is involuntary manslaughter without malice.
Authorities are still waiting for a coroner's report for the official cause of death. Reporting in Holtville, Billy Khang, News 11. It's been over a month since 43-year-old Ryan Harsone's life was tragically taken after he was shot to death. But now, police finally have a suspect behind bars. Harsone, who is also the business owner of Inferno in Brawley, was murdered inside a skating rink business near the San Bernardino area. An official from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office told News 11 that 25-year-old Trey L. Potts of Moreno Valley was accused of the murder and arrested last week. Harsone's twin brother, Brian, never gave up hope that a suspect would be arrested for his brother's murder.
I knew there was going to be a break eventually. It was just a matter of time, and sometimes these investigations take some time, and you have to be patient.
The family is still having a hard time coming to terms with Ryan's death.
You know, the pain and the grief gets a little worse, knowing that they're not coming home, and the phone calls don't come any longer, and the text messages.
But the outpouring support from the community has helped the family cope with their loss.
Eye-opener for how many people he affected, not just on individuals, but messages I receive on Facebook from strangers that he used to work with.
Employees in Inferno are still trying to keep Harsone's legacy alive.
With him being gone, the atmosphere has changed, but a lot of people are coming in to support us, which is really great. And then most of our staff is trying to be what Ryan was, but we can never fill that void.
The Harsone family hopes to find closure someday.
We've heard from many people who have lost loved ones from murder that the grieving process never ends. It's a chapter you never get to change.
Brian says the family is awaiting the preliminary hearing of Potts, which is scheduled for the first week of May. Reporting in Brawley, Billy Khang, News 11. San Diego Comic-Con is not just about the celebrities, panels, or costumes, but also about celebrating pop culture icons that's made a lasting legacy. Wednesday night, the San Diego Comic-Con Museum made Batman the first inductee into their Hall of Fame. The museum is also opening a Batman Experience exhibit for the public in honor of the Dark Knight's 80 years of fighting crime on comic book pages.
Well, there's a lot of fun stuff. If you're fans of the films, of any of the films or TV shows, you're going to see a lot of memorabilia here that really, will strike that chord for what you remember from the movies themselves. So when you're walking around, you get a chance to really get that sense of experience of the years of history that Batman has, not just in comics, but also in movies and television, and just how much he's touched so many people's lives.
And the movie studio behind The King of Monsters makes its first appearance at SDCC for their 65-year celebration. Godzilla is super strong and he's very powerful, so we love watching that. His strength is such an important part of what the character represents, but the other part is depending on who watches him and what type of movie you're watching. He can become the good guy or he can become the bad guy, so there's a lot of diversity in terms of how he's being seen. And Prop Store, a retailer that auctions movie props from beloved films, hope to offer fans something they can't get anywhere else.
The people that buy these things, they're buying them because they love them. They're buying because they have the passion for these films and these television shows, and they want to capture a little piece of those. So to take home an authentic item that was worn by your favorite actor on screen, it's sort of the closest you can get to being part of that movie, you might say.
Sideshow Collectibles, who's known for their top-of-the-line sculptures, is showcasing never-before-seen items and showing it to fans for the first time.
We have all our artists right here in the booth, which I think is pretty unusual. We want our guys to be able to interact with the fans about the pieces they created and share the love for the characters this is why we're here. We love this.
One Imperial Valley resident attending the con says the event never gets old.
Every year there's something new to see, from the super cool collectibles that they release to the cool cosplay, the exciting panels. I like digging through all the booths and looking at all the key issues and the comics that they have. I love it.
Tune in tomorrow as News 11 continues their coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Reporting in San Diego, Billy Khang, News 11.